All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to this live session. It's been a while since we actually conducted the live session after the weekend market reviews. Actually, the reason is because the market has not really been very juicy, very enticing for us to keep talking over and over. But Hector just told me over the weekends that there is always something to talk about, okay? And that means we are going to increase the frequency of our live sessions. Even if there's nothing to trade, we will just discuss some pairs. And so if you are an aggressive trader, you might want to look for those aggressive entries, or even to blend the live session with your trading strategies. Okay, so at any rate, the live session should be important, not because we don't have anything to trade, then we will not do any live session. We will continue to do the live sessions just to aid most of you who might want to hear our own side of the story of how we look at of how we actually look at the charts. Okay, all right, let's look into the Forex Factory economical calendar to see those high impact news events that we are expecting for this upcoming trading week. Is going to be a bit of a volatile trading week. As you can see here, there is no Brexit talks for this week, but we are having the NFP this week. Friday is going to be the NFP, and that should be affecting all Canadian dollar and American dollar crosses. This is a heavyweight news announcement. As you know, it is released at the first Friday of every month, and Friday this week, being 5th, is going to be the first Friday for this trading month. This news announcement will be released. That's a heavy one. Again, we should be careful with Australian dollar on Tuesday, as there's going to be interest rate announcement. All right, interest rate announcement and annual budget release that will be affecting the Australian dollar pair crosses. You want to be very careful trading them. This is another volatile news event. Okay, all right, aside from that, others are normal high impact news events that you also want to keep in mind. The daylight saving time shift will be affecting the sterling pound, euro, the Swiss franc, but that shouldn't affect our trading significantly, so we don't really need to worry about that for now. Okay, so a very busy trading week ahead. Let's look into the charts. We'll be discussing those pairs and their preferred directional buyers for this upcoming trading week. The first pair here is the euro against the American dollar. This is the weekly time frame. Here, the overall expectation for this pair in the weekly time frame is a wide channel. All right, it's a wide channel, and we are expecting this area here to be the upper boundary of that channel, and this one here, where we have those harmonic bounces, to be the lower boundary of that channel. For so many weeks, price has been trading just around the lower boundary of this channel leg. Okay, this proposed channel leg. It has not made any decisive move towards the upper boundary of this proposed channel leg. That is why we are very careful going short around this lower boundary of this proposed channel leg. Okay, we'll be very happy to go short if price is able to cruise below that lower boundary, and then we see some continuation moves to the downside. But for now, price is still trading above, and so it is extremely risky to keep hitting your sell button against that area of weekly support. So for last week, what really happened? Well, we found a trend line. That's the trend line where price was actually, let me take out all of this so you can get the picture. All right, we found a trend line there where price was bouncing off. That's the focal point. Another one there. We got this one here, this one here. Then the fake breakout happened right there. Okay, that was the pin bar where the fake breakout happened, and we saw the eventual move to the downside, even though price is still choppy around that area. Okay, if you also look into the weekly time frame, you will not rule out that type of channel formation where you can see how price has been zigzagging within that area. Okay, we cannot rule out that. That is another hint that, hey, in the long run price is likely going to push to the upside. Okay, all right, let's delete that. Let me just keep the lines that I want to keep. Take that out. Now in the daily time frame, channel upon channel, patterns upon patterns. From here price has been given different patterns upon patterns. All right, right now we are seeing what is likely going to be a channel formation. We have gotten the confirmation to the upside that bounced there, this one. To the downside, no confirmation yet because that bounce has not happened. We are not still sure of the exact pattern that is going to happen here, and that is why we are going to be flat on the euro against the American dollar for now, until we find a valid trading pattern, a valid trading setup in this pair. Okay, however, if you are looking to trade here, aside from the fact that price is trading around the weekly level of support, you obviously want to be careful going short around current price area, because that might, if should price bounce around there confirming this channel price behavior, that should be an area of support. So you want to be very careful hitting on your sell button against that area. All right, enough of the euro against the American dollar. Let's look at the New Zealand dollar against the Canadian dollar. I just want to show you here that price is also trading around a key resistance zone. You can see that bounce in the monthly time frame. The rejection happened for last month. Okay, for the month of March, we should be expecting to see a counter reaction to the downside. The price should be moving to the downside. Well, we are not taking any entry there yet in the weekly time frame. That's the reaction. In the daily time frame, we will follow price very closely, searching for the best, the optimal area to take the trade as tightly as possible. For now, there is no entry given to us. We are not even going to be taking the entry based on the monthly pin bar. All right, we will not be taking that based on the monthly pin bar. Let's just be patient. We'll keep searching for short opportunities in the hourly. Let's say the hour 1, hour 4, daily. Okay, we'll keep searching for short opportunities in all of these time frames. For now, there is no entry. We are still flat, but ultimately the directional bias is preferably to the downside than it is to the upside. We'll be very happy to take all short opportunities that comes our way. We will not take long entries in this pair for now. All right, the euro against the Swiss franc. Well, no need to waste much time here. I just want to show you that price has now cruised below that key level of support. In fact, it was a flat bottom triangle, and we can see the cruise to the downside. All we need to do is to keep watching and waiting. If we find the valid breakout, pullback, continuation move. Okay, it's a breakout of that nice level of support. We will need to wait for more confirmation before we get our trigger. All right, sterling pounds against the Japanese yen. Looking into the very long term, we have gotten that hesitation in the weekly time frame. You can see that how many weeks? 5 weeks in a row price has just been sideways. In the daily time frame, we got somewhat of a flat bottom triangle. Okay, so that compression to the downside, price is mounting so much pressure to the downside. We are very optimistic that we may be seeing a breakout to the downside. So our preferred direction for the sterling pounds against the Japanese yen is to the downside. So we'll be looking for only short opportunities in this pair. Okay, all right, euro against the sterling pounds. Well, we have overanalyzed this before. In the weekly time frame, you can see that counter trend line. All right, that's a counter trend line there, coming in confluence with that expanding triangle leg. For this pair, we'll be very more concerned in looking for long opportunities. This is the best point to look for buy entries. We'll be looking for that throughout this week, and from now on, even till the end of this month, we should be more concerned about looking for buy opportunities in the sterling pounds against the in the euro against the sterling pounds, because if this if this triangle holds true, the next move should be pushing to the upper boundary of that triangle. All right, American dollar against the Canadian dollar. Well, I told you before that whatever is happening here is just an hesitation. The optimal direction is still to the downside, and so for this pair, we are more concerned about looking for short opportunities. We are not going long. We'll keep looking for short entries. Hopefully we'll find price come back down again to the weekly level of support. This is the level of support, this one here, that channel formation, that's the level of support we are expecting price to come back to hit. All right, all of this is just much hesitation. Eventually we want to see price come down to that weekly level of support. All right, so preferred direction here is still to the downside. And finally, the euro against the Canadian dollar. Here price has broken to the downside in this range. You can see the range, that support. We have the breakout where price might make a pullback for us to look for short opportunities. But hey, this setup is quite mixed. It is really mixed. This is a huge range. I am really not sure that we might be looking or finding any valid trading opportunity here. It is mixed. The chart is mixed, and so we'll be extremely careful with this pair, the euro against the Canadian dollar. More so that we are expecting to see the NFP affecting the Canadian dollar on Friday. Okay, but at any rate, bear in mind that support area has been broken. There are chances the price will move to the downside, retesting that area before a bounce or a continuation move. All right, so that's basically all. Let's just take a quick review of what happened in the signal channel for last week. Okay, for last week, let's see what really happened here. Let me look at this. All right, well, this is really not last week. This is 22nd, 25th, 26th. Well, the most recent of signals. This is New Zealand dollar against the American dollar, where we went along. All right, we closed that trade. I think this is it. Let me just look at this. Excuse me, just give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Well, I think nothing much to really talk about here, but you can see that we have been in profit all through. I believe that this trading week is going to be much more better. Okay, don't you worry. Stick with us. We will be much profitable than we are now. Questions or contributions are welcome. Feel free to send them across, and we'll be very happy to respond to them. Okay, I'm wishing you a very profitable trading week. Bye bye.